When people talk about role model, is that a term that you are comfortable with?
Well, I say make sure that you give your child parental advisory. If you don't want your child listening to the music, then it's up to you as a parent to make sure that the child doesn't listen to it.
We the same people, I believe, just like y'all. Same people. I got feelings just like y'all, and that's the whole thing. Like, we still, at the end of the day, human.
In the world of hip-hop, few names shine as brightly as Lil Kim, the Queen Bee. Born Kimberly Denise Jones, she rose from the streets of Brooklyn to become one of the most influential and groundbreaking artists in the music industry. Her journey wasn't just about music, it was a revolution, a declaration of independence and empowerment. With her bold lyrics, iconic fashion, and unapologetic persona, Lil Kim redefined what it meant to be a woman in hip-hop. Kimberly Denise Jones was born in Bedford-Stuyvesant, New York. Growing up in the heart of the city, life was a complex tapestry of sounds, colors, and the harsh realities of street life. Raised in a home where love was abundant but resources were scarce, Kimberly learned early the value of resilience. Her childhood wasn't easy, marked by the turbulence of her parents' relationship. Her father was both verbally and physically abusive to her mother.
To have my kids in that type of environment, which it wasn't good for them or myself. I just felt that it was time for me to move on, and that's what I did.
After her parents' separation, Kim moved with her mother and brother to New Rochelle, a suburb in New York. Here, amidst the predominantly white neighborhood, Kim faced new challenges. She grappled not just with the absence of her father, but also with her identity. In a 2000 story in the Washington Post, Kim details just how much this new environment took a toll on her. The girls that men dated when I was younger were light-skinned and tall. I'm short and brown-skinned. And I always wondered, how do I fit in? Self-image would be one of the things that plagued Kim for most of her life. Although they lived in the suburbs, and despite her mother's tireless efforts, including working at Macy's, financial stability remained elusive. Ruby May, unable to support her children alone, made the heart-wrenching decision to grant custody to their father, Linwood. Back under her father's roof, Kim's life took a turbulent turn. Linwood had remarried, but his relationship with Kim deteriorated, especially as she began to explore her independence as a teenager. Their relationship, strained and volatile, reached a breaking point.
Did your dad, why did he come down on you? Because he thought...
Well, he was very strict anyway because he was in the Air Force. Right. He was in the Army. He's in all the Navy, Captain One at the Air Force. So he's
a disciplinarian.
He's a disciplinarian to the 15th power. Everything was done at 100 hours.
Did he hit you?
Yeah. I mean, we fought.
Yeah.
We fought. I'm talking about hit that, boom, boom.
At 14, she was kicked out of her home. Homeless and desperate, Kim did whatever it took to survive. From working in department stores to running errands for her drug dealer boyfriends, her life was a constant battle for survival.
What's up, big mama?
What'd you just call me?
Big mama. You looking damn good. How's work today?
Every day you ask me how I'm doing. What's that about?
It's 'cause I care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right. Whatever you say, Big Papa.
By 17, Kim had dropped out of high school, and the streets of Brooklyn were now her classroom. It was on these streets that fate intervened. Christopher Wallace, known to the world as Notorious B.I.G., a small-time dealer with grand ambitions in hip-hop, crossed paths with Kimberly.
Big mama over here, trying to pop in a jawbone. Come here, man. Why you playing so much?
Come on, why you got the window halfway down?
Excuse me, big mama.
Captivated by her, Biggie saw in her a spark of something extraordinary. But not only did Big see musical potential, him and Kim became lovers. Biggie was one of the first artists signed to Sean Puffy Combs' label Bad Boy Records in 1993. Under Biggie's wing, Kimberly began her metamorphosis. She became Lil Kim, the only female member of Junior M.A.F.I.A, a group formed by Wallace that consisted of his childhood friends. Junior M.A.F.I.A's debut album, Conspiracy, and its hit single, Player's Anthem, introduced Lil Kim to the world.
Ladies thing for the 90s. It's a ladies thing. Ladies are definitely coming up strong. That's why I was kind of, I was looking at the show and no females was represented in the show. The movie, the show, no females was represented. And I just want to let y'all females know I'm doing this for y'all. I'm representing y'all. Yeah, they ain't represent y'all, but I got y'all.
It was Biggie's vision that propelled Kimberly to create the Lil Kim alter ego. A mix of raw lyrical talent and unapologetic sexuality, she broke barriers and set new standards in the male-dominated world of hip-hop. The Lil Kim persona would propel Kim into a feminist icon. Her mix of lyricism and sexuality is something that the world had never seen before. But some people didn't enjoy that at all.
What is all this sex? What is all that? Hot 97 personality Wendy Williams has a lot to say when it comes to Lil Kim. She often speaks to kids about the hip-hop world, like here at Hubbard Middle School in Plainfield, New Jersey. Negative influences on kids, especially young girls, concerns Williams. The DJ tells students the industry is not always as prosperous as it seems.
There is a pecking order and a big price to pay for getting down the way some of these females are getting down. A big price. You're not seeing your loot?
Williams told these kids that it takes more than just designer clothes and sex to stay in the business for a long time.
After your breasts fall, what are you going to do then? You can't be a trick all of your life.
August 4th, 1994, Wallace married R&B singer Faith Evans, whom he had met 8 days prior at a Bad Boy photo shoot. Biggie and Kim kept with their affair and continued working together during his marriage.
I don't think no female MC could see Kim.
The two kept their affair so under wraps that his wife didn't suspect they had anything going on.
I wouldn't say that Kim tried to be my friend, but Big certainly forced us being around each other. I mean, he used to be like, oh, take Kim to the gym or take Kim shopping with you or, you know, whatever. But it didn't seem like anything fishy.
On July 23, 1996, Kim was arrested for possession of marijuana after police raided Wallace's Teaneck, New Jersey home. Police smelled marijuana inside the home when they went to ask for someone to move an illegally parked car. Jones denied she was smoking, claiming she was upstairs all day sleeping, which turned into one of the most iconic mugshots ever.
Come on now, let's go. Thank you for your cream and your bitches. Such a good boy. Give me more. Rich Diane and all the rich misses. Puff Daddy from the humble for the summer. That's right. I follow in the E-class.
In November 1996, the world witnessed the birth of a hip-hop icon. Lil Kim released her debut solo album, Hardcore. With Biggie as the executive producer, the stage was set for a seismic shift in the rap landscape. Hardcore was more than an album, it was a declaration. Here was Lil Kim, raw and unapologetic, her flow explicit and bold, setting her apart from established female rappers like MC Lyte and Queen Latifah. It debuted at number 11 on the Billboard 200 album chart and went on to go 5 times platinum. The album's success catapulted Lil Kim into the limelight. She was not just a rapper, she was an icon and a trendsetter. Her influence extended beyond music into fashion and culture.
No rapper has come out being hardcore and looking like a female. I was the first to do it.
A protege of Biggie Smalls and a member of Junior M.A.F.I.A, Lil Kim celebrates sex and the single girl on her debut solo album.
About the realness, which is sexuality, and I talk about money. I talk about, I talk about the realness, what's going on in today's society.
However, according to Kimberly, Lil Kim was just an alter ego. Kim described Lil Kim as being a character she used to sell records. Behind the glitz and the hardcore persona, Kim still did not feel completely secure. Not to mention her romantic relationship with Biggie was plagued with toxicity and abuse. We did have a very violent relationship, she admitted. I hate that. For a while, that was all I attracted violent guys.
Big pulled the strap out on her.
On Kim?
Yes.
And to lay the verse? Or
just let her know he was a killer.
Oh my God. Oh, okay.
Kim has mentioned Biggie's abuse many times. In a 2010 interview with The Ed Lover Show, Kim detailed one incident that happened between them in a studio.
And we and him was together. And so I'm like, oh, I'm going to get him. Oh, I'm going to get him. So, I had a little shorty come pick me up in the E-class.
Oh, God.
And he tried to, I was behind the booth literally rapping in my lion dress. I got my headphones on like this. I'm like, yeah, you know that. Boom, my headphones on like this. And I was crying. I was so scared. I didn't know what happened. And he like, you trying to play me? You trying to play me? I'm like, well, you trying to play me? You got all these skanks in here.
Wow.
And we started fighting, and we tore the plaques off the wall and everything. And he choked me out in the elevator, so I passed out. And then look.
While she was recording her debut album, Hardcore, Kim found out she was pregnant. I already knew the kind of relationship that Biggie and I had, and I knew that having a child was something that couldn't take place, she told The Source in a 1999 interview. But in 1997, tragedy struck.
The second time in 6 months, a star in the often brutal world of gangster rap has been gunned down. This time it was Notorious B.I.G.
Biggie was gunned down after leaving a Soul Train Awards after party in Los Angeles, California. His death happened approximately 5 months after the murder of his former friend Tupac Shakur, and was the climax of the supposed East Coast-West Coast beef. According to Kim, Biggie called her the weekend of his murder, apologizing for past transgressions and telling her how he felt about her.
And that weekend,
I don't know, he must have had a turn of events or a change of heart. And he was like, you know what, Ma? I decided whatever it is you want to do, I'm going to support you because I love you. He actually told me I'm a beautiful person inside and out. He told me that. And he never was, like, he wouldn't really say much things like that to me. He showed it, but, you know, that was the one time he really expressed from the heart how he felt about me.
Kim took his death incredibly hard. Even her friend Mary J. Blige said in an interview, Kim has a kind of codependency with someone who just isn't here anymore. But Kim kept working and keeping herself in the public eye despite suffering with the grief. On June 27, 2000, 4 years after releasing Hardcore, the Notorious K.I.M. was released. Donning blonde hair and blue eyes with a bare midriff and arms covering her chest, Kim was entering a new era, without her lover and mentor. The Notorious K.I.M. sold 5.2 million copies worldwide with hits like How Many Licks and No Matter What They Say. It debuted at number 4 on the US Billboard 200 chart and was the first album on her new label Queen Bee Entertainment. And who can forget this moment? In 2001, her rendition of Lady Marmalade with Pink, Maya and Christina Aguilera would win a Best Pop Collaboration Grammy.
The definition of a rock star is anyone who isn't afraid to be over the top, risque, a trendsetter, anyone who really takes pride in their work. And I mean that, like, literally. Fred Durst is a rock star. Madonna to me is a rock pop star. Michael Jackson, rock pop star. Myself, rock pop star. That's what they say, you know.
Lil Kim was officially a rap superstar and a fashion icon, but she would soon enter into another toxic relationship. In 2002, Kim started dating Damian World Hardy, a notorious drug kingpin. The two broke up in 2003, and during their relationship, Kim had to get multiple nose jobs as a result of his abuse.
On a sadder note, which was something that I read about and I had no idea about your life, was when you talked about being in an abusive relationship.
Yeah, it was hard. And I shared that story because people think, you know, once celebrities, especially females, get into the industry, they feel like we're so different. But I just wanted females to know that I went through the same thing while I was some people's role models and Lil Kim. And I mean, I had broken nose, black eyes, all that stuff.
In 2004, Kim dated Scott Storch, a producer known for hit records like Beyoncé's Baby Boy and Still D.R.E. The two would split after 2 months.
Scott Storch said that he still loves you to this day.
You know what? I love Scott. I would have married him.
Really?
Yes.
That was a good move you didn't.
Things went a little...
Career-wise, in 2004, Kim was everywhere. From winning Grammys to collaborations with pop icons, she was at the top of the world. Until she wasn't. Enter Foxy Brown, who had a similar come-up to Kim. Foxy was a New York-born rapper who was brought up into a crew by a male counterpart. But we'll dive into more about that in another video. Kim and Foxy were initially friends and were set to release a Thelma and Louise joint album that, due to ego, never came to fruition. The two rappers then began a passive-aggressive feud, trading subliminal bars back and forth. Then, in 2001 at the Hot 97 radio station, as Kim and her entourage were leaving, there was a confrontation between them and Capone from Capone and Noriega's camp. Capone had previously featured a verse from Foxy that was far from flattering to Lil Kim. In the midst of the confrontation, shots rang out and one man sustained gunshot wounds. Initially, Lil Kim's manager, Hillary Weston, told the Associated Press that the rapper and her security guards had nothing to do with the shooting. But Lil Kim would later spend a year and a day in prison for perjury. Kim told the jury that she did not notice two of her entourage at the radio station. However, 2 witnesses said they saw her with the 2 men. At her perjury hearing, Kim told the judge, "At the time I thought it was the right thing to do, but I now know it was wrong." Many of her so-called friends turned their backs on her. Even Lil Cease from Junior M.A.F.I.A. even ended up testifying against her. Before her stint in prison, Kim released La Bella Mafia, which debuted at number 5 on the Billboard 200 chart and went platinum. The album featured hits like Magic Stick featuring 50 Cent and The Jump Off.
My name is Kimberly Little Kim Jones, and I am innocent.
Kim also starred in a reality show, Countdown to Lockdown, in which she chronicled her time leading up to having to turn herself in. During her time in prison, she released her 4th album, The Naked Truth, which debuted at number 6 on Billboard. This album was critically acclaimed and earned 5 mics from The Source magazine, making her the first and only female rapper to do so. However, during this time, Kim severed ties with members of her entourage and Diddy, who was a longtime friend and collaborator. After her trial, she was bothered by Diddy's actions and claimed that he never visited or called her while in prison. After her year-and-a-day sentence, Kim got right back to work. She was featured on Dancing with the Stars and placed 5th. Since, she's released multiple mixtapes in the album 9. She was also featured in the Notorious B.I.G. biopic Notorious, which she had many issues with.
I've seen a little bit of it.
Is it hard for you to even watch it?
It's hard for me to even watch it because it's so far-fetched from the truth. I mean, the stories of even him and Faith, and it's so far-fetched from the truth. This story is ridiculously funny. It's like a spoof to me.
However, Kim remained relevant during this time and even had a reality comedy show on VH1 called Girls Cruise starring herself and her famous friends. She had her daughter named Royal in 2014, and she's looking to release a memoir in 2025. All in all, Lil Kim's journey has been a testament to her indomitable spirit. In the face of adversity, she did not falter. Instead, she rose stronger and more determined, a true icon of resilience in the ever-changing world of music. She's been the blueprint for many female artists today and will continue to be for years to come. The Queen Bee still reigns supreme. Thanks for watching. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content.